Okay, I have some little friends in the background to guide me throughout this reading. They are my spirit animals. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local lightworker. Welcome to a reading in which I wanted to include some fairy tale elements because we are fast approaching Valentine's Day and I feel like we should go through a period of romantic revival. There are so few resources on love at the moment, and I believe that I would like to bring some more of this romantic energy into the collective. And one wonderful way in which we can do that is by focusing on fairy tales, by going back to the sources. So I thought of actually answering the question, what is your fairy tale? What is your happy ever after? So in this reading today, I'm going to give you a choice of 4 different folklore oracle cards. They were inspired by one of my favorite decks at the moment, the Folklore Oracle. And in addition to this, I'm also going to be supplying you with information related to which fairy tale is the one closest to your romantic ideal. So which fairy tale comes closest to the type of relationship that would be most fulfilling for your soul. You could agree or disagree with this. You could choose more than one option. Feel free to tailor whatever messages you hear in this reading today to your specific circumstances, because keep in mind, you are a powerful creator and a manifester. Okay, all this being said, let me show you the options. So I have here for you group 1, this is number 44, Iron. And we have here a question, if you want to think about it. Where is the balance between modern and mystical? Now for you group 2, I have here this card. This is the Journey card, number 13. Do you dare to go in search of your destiny? That's a good one. Okay, for you group 3, we have probably my favorite metal. This is gold, and we have here number 39. What is your true value? And for you group 4, we have salt, the most protective crystal in the world, and we have here number 40. And we see here what requires your protection. Okay, so I hope these cards are visible enough for you to focus your attention upon them at the moment. Choose by the color, choose by the position, choose by the elements present in the images. At your specific pile, I will give you your fairy tale and more details related to your happy ever after. What is the love relationship that will make you the most happy, and how will your relationship form? What would be the conclusion in your love life? I hope that you enjoy this type of whimsical reading. I have a couple more coming your way, so it's worth subscribing. I also would appreciate if you like this video if you have enjoyed it, and please comment below and share with me your experiences. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? Do you like fairy tales? What is your favorite fairy tale? Okay, with all this being said, let's jump straight into your reading and find out what is your happy ever after. Hey group 1, welcome to your pick a card reading. Welcome to your happy ever after. This is a reading for those of you that were drawn to this beautiful card. We have here the number 44, which is a Grandmaster number. We have the metal Iron and what looks like an image of almost like a Joan of Arc character. Okay, so let's see. What would your ideal relationship, your fairy tale romance involve? We're gonna look at characters, setting, maybe gestures. Let's explore. Some of you could have a sore throat in this period, in which case I recommend that you drink a lot of hot water with lemon and honey, maybe some ginger. It's excellent. Okay, so first of all, I feel like your happy ever after will involve a relationship with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, most likely a Pisces. And you are lucky because if a high vibrational Piscean falls in love with you, then you're in for a very romantic relationship. Pisceans are very idealistic, they are poetic. Basically, loving and making love is what they're good at. They may not be good at other pragmatic elements in life, but they understand emotions, they understand people, they sometimes know what you feel and think even before you put it into words. They are very caring and empathetic people, and they're very attuned with your needs and desires, so they can, like chameleons, adapt to what you want so that you can have the relationship of your dreams, basically. So definitely a water sign, okay? You stand a good chance of falling in love with a water sign, and if you meet a water sign, this person can actually help you manifest a fairy tale romance. Oh, the plot thickens because we have here a page of coins. So I see here 2 individuals. Oh, ooh la la, the tea is hot. So I definitely feel that your fairy tale romance involves a rivalry between 2 people, 2 members of different elements. We have here an earth sign, a very pragmatic, sturdy individual, very material-minded, a person who's loyal and stable. They're very determined, very stubborn as well. And then you have a dreamer, an idealist, a poet, an artist, right? It's almost like you have a choice between a banker and an artist, you know? So I feel that your fairy tale romance would be to see 2 individuals that come from 2 really good options fighting for your love, right? So it's kind of like you want to see that rivalry element, like there is something here about your worth being validated by the fact that 2 eligible people are fighting for who's going to win your heart. Yeah. Ultimately, the choice will be up to you. You will decide who will be the person you want to be with. But I'm here to let you know that your fairy tale romance could involve these kind of like romantic arguments between 1 earth sign and 1 water sign. Yeah. Interesting. It's good because earth signs and water signs, they can be quite romantic. You know, earth signs tend to show romance by buying you gifts, beautiful things, you know, while water signs, they show you through the way in which they touch you, the way in which they kiss you, and just feeling with you. Okay, so we have here the Fool, the hero's journey. Okay, this is really interesting. So it seems like your fairy tale will involve a certain journey, like the princess that escapes the castle and has to walk through the dark woods in search of shelter, or her brother or her sister. So there's going to be some sort of searching. I feel like you will have searched a long time before you meet 2 eligible people that will fight for your hand in marriage, you know. I also feel like you're being given a lot of opportunities for growth and spiritual development in this fairy tale. So I feel that, for example, you know how in fairy tales, plants sometimes, and animals obviously, but plants sometimes can speak, and they can shelter, or they can provide some sort of escape route for the heroine. Like if you think about, I'm rewatching an Italian show that is really beautiful, but kind of crappily acted with really bad special effects, but it's delightful. The story is so delightful, and it's called Fantagiro, or the Cave of the Golden Rose. That's how it was translated. And in it, you know, the princess escapes from the castle because she's done with her father. You know, she can no longer take all that patriarchal rulership, and she runs through the woods, and then she suddenly kind of like steps on a tree, and the tree starts speaking to her, and then the flowers start speaking to her. They're like, ouch, you know, you're stepping on us. And she realizes that everything in the forest is filled with life. So it's kind of like that setting. I'm also thinking about Veronica, which was like this children's kind of like fairy tale movie, I guess you would call it. It was very popular during communist times in Romania, and I adored it as a kid. I knew the songs by heart. I think I saw it in the cinema with my grandma, or something of that nature, but I just really loved her. And you know, she had talking mushrooms, and she obviously meets a fox at some point, but there are so many elements in that fairy tale related to plants and herbs speaking to the heroine and protecting the heroine as well. So I think that this is you as well. Most likely you will encounter help from the world of plants. And if you are to take that fairy tale setting into your actual reality, I think that what will help you calm down your anxieties related to love would be to drink herbal teas, to try to have herbal supplements, you know, like for example, passion flower supplements or valerian, or go to cola, all sorts of things like cordyceps, if I'm not mistaken, that's how you pronounce it. All sorts of like herbs that can enhance your immune system, can help you self-regulate. I think that those will be very benefic for you. It's just a question of finding out, experimenting with herbs and finding out which one works the best for you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, mandrake is another good one, favored by witches. Oh, we have the Hierophant. So your fairy tale is definitely going to involve having a mentor, finding a person that can help you on the spiritual path. You know, like the wise old witch or the huntsman, or somebody that you encounter that is like a friend, but a friend that is giving you wise advice and that is getting you to self-reflect and that is pushing you to surpass your limits. A friend that is trying to test you so that you can understand your true character, your true nature. I see here the wise owl. The owl is a symbol in Greco-Roman mythology of the goddess Athena, the goddess that is associated with justice and negotiations and the ending of wars. But in Hindu mythology, she is representative of the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance and joy and festivities, the one who makes it rain with cash. So I feel like one of the most important lessons is to understand that in order to receive a lot, you must give a lot to other people. That what creates abundance is joy and not heaviness or duty or responsibilities. So I feel that a lot of the aspects of your fairy tale romance are going to involve long midnight conversations in which you sit and you talk with the object of your affection about all sorts of interesting experiences that you had throughout your life. And most of them were inspired by your collaboration with a mentor. So the literal image of the huntsman or the witch that helps you would be, for example, finding a really good thesis supervisor. You know, if you're doing a PhD or you're involved in academic studies, finding a professor that can help you finish your work, and you can develop a really good relationship with them most of the time. Or finding a good therapist, right? Finding some sort of like spiritual person that you connect with and you come to for advice. That would be the real life equivalent of this fairy tale character. Okay, so I definitely feel that a good friend, a good mentor is going to help you in your path towards finding the right kind of love for you. Also, I guess in making the decision between these two individuals, like you may need to ask a friend, what should I do? Which one should I go for? Yeah, and this friend, this mentor, can really give you some solid advice. Okay, what else? And I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull one more tarot card and then I'll dive into your oracle cards. Oh, two. More information. Oh, a King of Wands. And we also have here a Two of Wands blocked. So I think this is the classic case of you don't have to search for love, love will find you. You shouldn't put so much effort into desperately seeking a partner, because at the right time in your fairy tale, you will have this energy. It's like a fairy godmother will appear and prepare you for the moment. I definitely feel that you will be surrounded by options. Yeah, you are it's not really a fairy tale, but one of my favorite novels growing up was Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. There were some film adaptations, you can go and watch them if you want, but please read the book, because the way in which Tom Hardy describes Bathsheba Evergreen is fascinating. I love that character, much like I loved In Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. Those were two of my favorite novels growing up, because first of all, they're centered on women and women's experiences. And then it's kind of like, women that have options, women that are wealthy and can choose a partner rather than be forced into a marriage or, pushed by circumstances to make a marriage. So that's really awesome. And I always agree with the fact that women should have options in love. But then what do you do if you choose poorly, right? Because Far from the Madding Crowd has a relatively happy ending, but Portrait of a Lady doesn't. She chooses poorly, and that decision will haunt her for the rest of her life. So I feel like with the Two of Wands here, it would be better when faced with all these options to allow things to play out, to not jump to conclusions, to not jump into bed with any of these people, but allow them to show you their character and then make a decision. Yeah, it's like cautious exploration. But I see that you will be tempted to make impulsive decisions. Let's see what your oracle cards are, because I'm really curious to see why would you make these decisions. Look at this, because of courage. You are not faint of heart. You are the kind of person that just is very bold. You jump into a situation. There is a certain impulsivity about you, and that could be your downfall if you don't learn to moderate it. So we see here courage in the face of conflict. You're also not afraid to speak your mind and to say it like it is. Like, you're not going to say something just to please your partner. If you disagree with something, you're going to be like, you know what? We agree to disagree. I have a completely different viewpoint. And that's something that people respect. However, I do believe that you tend to jump headfirst into a situation without really considering it. And you know how fairy tales also have like a moral side to them? So I think that for you, that will be the moral lesson, to learn how to have a bit more patience with your options and to trust that you will be led to the right one without needing to be so active about pursuing your love. I also see hedgerow, let it go, number 8. And this is interesting because the moment when you let go of wanting something, that's the moment when it appears in your reality. The moment when you let go trying to chase a particular option, that's the moment when it comes back to you. If you allow the energy to flow freely, it will lead you where you need to be. You don't have to work so hard. You don't have to put so much energy. You will be lucky in love. I see that your happy ever after will be a happy one. Yeah, I see here the clover, so you're very lucky. I see a diamond here. You will definitely have a diamond ring or some sort of precious stone ring for your engagement. You will be proposed to. You will have a marriage partner. Okay, so don't worry, because out of all those options you will be presented with, you will choose somebody that will make you happy. Yeah. And I also see here that your fairy tale, are you ready to find out? Your fairy tale is Rapunzel. Okay. And we see here the keywords stolen herb and desire. Wow. I really find it fascinating because this image of the maiden with the ginger, bright reddish hair keeps appearing in my dreams lately. So maybe the tower, the symbol of the maiden, caught up in a tower with very beautiful long hair that she uses as a way between the worlds, because this is her world where she is isolated, and then the world of the prince that comes calling for her is the world that is connected by her hair, the fact that she lets down her hair and he can climb on it like a ladder. The hair is also a symbol of desire. It's a symbol of how well attuned we are with our sexuality. So it's kind of like the way in which you will stop feeling isolated from the world is if you allow a partner to come and find you, to come and chase you, to want to make love to you, if you allow this person into you, basically, without fear. So rather than being the one who does the chasing, the one that controls and organizes and decides, in love at least, you can let go a little bit and you can allow the person to come towards you, to climb on your hair and get you out of this state of miserable isolation. Yeah, because you're worth it. This has been your reading. I'm gonna end here. Thank you kindly for listening, and I'll see you next time, okay? Happy ever after. Hey, group 2. Hello, darlings. Welcome to your pick a card. Welcome to your happy ever after. Let's find out who it will involve, what's going to happen. I'm here to give you details, and this is for those of you who are drawn to this card. So we see here the journey. And the question you may want to think about is, do you dare to go in search of your destiny? Okay, these kind of remind me of these beautifully decorated gypsy cards that you would see at fairs, like at farmers' fairs or in amusement parks. I really love them. I find them adorable, fascinating. I would love to have one, to be honest. There's a bit of a gypsy inside of me as well, so maybe you resonate with this if you're drawn to this card. Okay, I'm going to pull first some cards from this Enlightened Illuminated Tarot, and then I will show you your oracle cards. So let's see. Some of you could have Sagittarius energy in your chart, or you could be Jupiter led. Whoa, this is a lot of cards. I'm only going to choose the one on top, and I'll reshuffle in a while. Okay, so first of all, your fairy tale involves a knight in shining armor. Okay, somebody who's valiant. We have here, of course, the Knight of Swords, somebody who's argumentative as well. You know what this reminds me of? A Knight's Tale, the one with Heath Ledger. That's kind of the vibe. That's kind of the prototype of the man that would be ideal for you. I see here Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Somebody who kind of has a goofy side. Somebody who's very young at heart, no matter what their age is. I do see here somebody of the same age as you, but nonetheless, this is somebody who is quite light. This person likes to keep things light-hearted, and this is why they may crack some jokes or give you the feeling that they don't take things too seriously, that you shouldn't take yourself too seriously. They have this very relaxed, humorous approach to life and relationships, but they are very ambitious and can even be quite driven and cutthroat in the world of business, in professional pursuits, you know. This person knows how to make money, knows how to win things, has a very sharp mind, and can literally take down a person just with words, just by debating with them, just by arguing with them. They always come up with a witty comeback, you know. So you definitely don't want this person as your enemy. You want them as your lover. And there could be like some cheeky, you know, like back and forth between the two of you. Like, you know, how they used to have these kind of like tension-filled conversations in vintage noir crime movies, you know, like with Joseph Marlowe, like the detective played by... oh my God, Humphrey Bogart. Sorry, my brain temporarily kind of like went into reference land. So we have here a page of coins. Yeah, I definitely feel that you may be a bit swept off your feet or intimidated by this person's energy. I feel like this person will be in a hot pursuit for you, and you are kind of more of an introvert, or you're a person that enjoys things to be a bit more settled. I don't think you're a lover of chaos. So just like my mind went blank during your reading, you're also going to have these moments when you're gonna be like, hang on a minute, is this really my person? Because they're coming on too strong, you know. But you will have a very benefic influence on your person, because you'll be able to kind of calm them down and stabilize this energy. Yeah, you're very worried about money, so I believe that your fairy tale will involve a rags to riches kind of arc, very similar to Cinderella, but I don't know your fairy tale yet. I will tell you the fairy tale at the end of the reading. Now we have here the Fool again, which is interesting because the Fool appeared for group 1, but from a completely different deck. And the Fool tells the story of the hero's journey, the young man who just jumps into the unknown, completely naive, expecting to win everything and to find love just like that, without understanding that there may be some tests and challenges and dangerous characters that this person may have to fight or outsmart. If you think about Odysseus, right, in the Odyssey, and how he is being kept away from achieving his homeland for 20 years, yeah, and he meets all of these fantastic creatures, you know, but also the witch Circe, for example. He gets married to Calypso for 7 years, although he has a wife back home. Yeah, talk about polyamory, right? Anyway, coming back, I definitely feel like there will be an element of adventure, an element of trying out a couple of relationships before you meet your person, or rather before this person pursues you in a very aggressive way. Especially verbally, I feel like this person is going to be all over you from the moment that they meet you. They're going to spam you with text messages, and they're going to, you know, it's going to be hard to say no to them, because the moment when you say, I don't think I want to do this or not, then this other person comes with another option or tries to negotiate with you. You know, they're very much into barter. They are very convincing, okay? When this person wants something, they are so convincing. And they're gonna adopt a very fun, lighthearted, adorable approach. It's gonna be very hard to say no to them, because you're gonna laugh so much in the process of them trying to convince you to date them. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a challenge. Their energy is gonna be whoa, but at the same time, it's gonna be fun, right? The Fool carries this element of fun chaos. Yeah, I'm launching myself into something. I have no idea what it is, but hey, I'm having a good time while I'm doing it, you know? Let's pull some more cards and see. We have here the Seven of Swords. Ooh, so a thief. Who is this thief? I feel like this person will actually steal your heart, to be honest. Let me see the card next to it. The Wheel of Fortune, a gambler. Ooh. And we also have here the Four of Coins blocked. At least this person will not be very jealous, you know, so this person will give you space. You will have the freedom to do whatever you want. But be careful, because I see here temptation. I see wanting to cheat, wanting to explore your options, even though you may already be in a relationship with this knight. Why is the Wheel of Fortune blocked? I'm kind of like, I'm not understanding this energy. Stealing your luck, blocking your happiness. I'm also kind of like, there could be an element of self-sabotage that happens as part of your fairy tale. But I'm very drawn to say that I don't know why this looks like a heretic from the game. I don't know if you guys remember that old video game from the 90s called Heretic. I used to love it when I was little. It used to scare the pants off of me, but oh my god, I adored it. So this looks like that monk in Heretic, but when the card was blocked like that, it kind of makes me think of Odin strapping himself in a hanged position from the Tree of Life for, if I'm not mistaken, 7 days until he finds the knowledge of the runes. Odin was very arrogant before he does this. Before he takes out his eye and gives a part of himself to Yggdrasil, he was quite an arrogant, like he thought he knew it all. But he has to make a sacrifice. He has to humble himself in some way in order to go within and see within. And that's how he acquires wisdom. And that's how he, by sacrificing a part of himself, by hanging himself upside down, he's able to see himself and reality in a completely different way. And that's why the runes appear to him as symbols of magical, mysterious wisdom that can lead him further in the journey. So this is about a sacrifice, sacrificing jealousy, sacrificing possessions, letting go of some of the goods that you had in order to progress further. I believe that as part of your fairy tale, maybe your most important concern in life is not really love, but money. You want to have things, you want to live well, you want to be surrounded by comfort and luxury. Yeah, maybe that's your deepest desire at the moment. You're not interested in love. Love seems like something interesting, fun to think of, but you'd rather take the money if it was given to you. Yeah, and I think that you will acquire certain money or material goods up until a point in your journey, and then it could be that you lose them, that you meet a character that may take advantage of you or may steal your money, will block your opportunities, and you will no longer to make that money. You will have to give your money away to somebody. And just when you thought that you reached the lowest point in your life, that you tried so much to find abundance and prosperity, and you met this awful, evil character that took it away, that's when love will appear in your life, because I feel like the universe wants to teach you a lesson about materialism. You know, that you're too attached to things that do not matter in life. You know, because yeah, you should make money, you should have money, but when you are so obsessed with it as being your ultimate value, as being your only safety in life, then things are gonna happen to you to show you otherwise. Yeah, so you may lose money, money will be stolen, money will disappear because you are too attached to them. And it's not good for your heart to be obsessively attached to anything and anyone. It's good to maintain composure. It's good to kind of be a little bit detached, even from the person that you loved most, you know? Because it's good to maintain your individuality and your sense of being a real person connected to a higher power, rather than connected to other human values, yeah? So yeah, turning down the heat. I realized I'm quite hot and I'm standing next to a very hot radiator. So that's why I felt the need to turn it down. So turning down the heat, tempering your passion, and allowing somebody to kind of introduce this energy of whimsy and lightheartedness, and allowing somebody to show you that love can be something that will bring you more abundance than you actually focusing on money as a source of abundance in life. Because money is ultimately just a means of exchange. It's not really the end all and be all. Although capitalism or crapitalism is going to try to tell you something else nowadays. But anyway, I want to pull one more card. And we have here the Queen of Cups blocked. Yeah, when you will meet this Knight of Swords, you are not going to be in your best feminine energy. You're going to pity yourself. You're going to be like, oh, poor little me. Why has this happened to me? Especially if you lost some money, you lost a job, a source of income may have dried up. Obviously, this is something that should concern you. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel what you feel, but I definitely feel that you will be exaggerating a little bit, because the situation will not be that dire, but you're gonna want to make it like it's the end of the world. And just when you think that nothing can be salvaged, here comes your knight in shining armor. This is so beautiful and very fairy tale-like. So let's see the oracle cards. We have here imagination, and the keyword is let your dreams take flight. So you may have been so caught up in the rat race, in hustling for a living in order to survive, that you put your dreams on the back burner. And actually God is saying, you know what? Try to focus more on your dreams, because your dreams are going to be a source of stable prosperity rather than the daily hustle, the daily grind. Okay, I see the white owl as well, symbol of goddess Athena and goddess Lakshmi, wisdom and prosperity. We also have here invention. Okay, so this is about brilliant new ideas. I love the unicorns from the presupposed Voynich manuscript. So I feel here this is about creating things out of nothing. An invention is something that hasn't been seen before. It is about Aquarius energy, Uranus. Maybe you are an Aquarius. So I feel that if you allow yourself to dream, to imagine new things out of thin air, to dream of impossible things, you are actually going to manifest them into your reality, and you're going to also capitalize on them. And I want you to know that nothing is impossible, not even love. If you thought that you are unlovable, you are just lacking in imagination. That's all. All you need to do is kind of like allow yourself to daydream a little bit more. Create some space to let your mind wander. Yeah, to tap into that resourcefulness. I also see here a woman. So for some of you, this is either you going through a glow up as a consequence of this love, this person really helping you understand your Queen of Cups energy, which exists inside of you, but it was blocked. So this person will really help you bring out your feminine side, your maternal, emotional, nourishing side. Because they will be, first of all, there will be your counterpart. They will be kind of more aggressive and more dynamic, you know, and filled with energy, kind of like this electrifying energy. While you're going to be that like the calmer element. It's like together I see water and air. It's like mineral water, as I like to call it. And for others of you, this is going to be a shared fairy tale with a member of the same sex. You will fall in love with somebody who is the same gender as you, has the same gender identity. And this will be a relationship in which you learn to accept yourself more. Usually when we fall in love with people of the same gender or people of the same star sign as us, this is a beautiful lesson in life about accepting who you are. And I'm ready to tell you your fairy tale. Are you excited? So your fairy tale is The Little Mermaid. Wow. Okay. So we have here the dagger, number 20, and seize the sword. Now the sword is a phallic symbol. And for some of you, I feel like your fairy tale will involve that you become this Knight of Swords. You are the one seizing the sword and grabbing the opportunity and chasing the object of your affection. So there's a bit of an interesting twist here at the end of your story. For others of you, this is about your knight in shining armor coming to help you get more in touch with your Queen of Cups energy, the Little Mermaid, water sign energy, femininity, poetry, sensitivity, empathy. Yeah. So you may want to revisit The Little Mermaid, the original fairy tale, not the Disney one. Although the Disney one has a happy ending, the original one is actually pretty sad, but it is beautiful nonetheless. Yeah. So happy swimming, my beautiful little mermaid. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next one. Happy ever after. Hi, group 3. Hello. Welcome to your pick-a-card reading. Welcome to your happy ever after. Let's find out what it will involve. So this is for those of you who are drawn to this card. We have here gold. We have the number 39. And maybe you want to think about this question. What is your true value? That's interesting, right? Usually this color I associate with the solar plexus, that energy point in our body that builds up our confidence, our desire to be proud, to show ourselves to the world, to express who we are. So it could be that your fairy tale involves elements of this nature. I'm going to shuffle the Mystical Realm Tarot. Okay, let's see. So for group 3, what can we expect in terms of their fairy tale? Okay, you're getting the cards of the previous pile. We have the 8 of Swords. Oh, poor little me. You know what this makes me think of? Sometimes some of the greatest stories or comic book superhero stories, you know, begin with an orphan. Somebody who feels neglected, abandoned, somebody who had a really rough beginning to their life, somebody who was a little angel with clipped wings. We see here an angel that is trapped in this bird box, yeah. There is a feeling of, yeah, kind of being invisible, being left to the side, you know. So it could be that your fairy tale begins in a really dark place. But then that's the beauty of it, because if you begin on a very low threshold, you can only go upwards, yeah? So a grim beginning, you know. Let's see, how will it continue? Yeah, this reminds me of Charles Dickens, right? And the stories. Victorian England. Let's see. We also have here the High Priestess blocked. We have here the Two of Wands blocked. And we also have the Page of Coins. You're getting very similar cards to group one, which makes me think that some of you just pressed play on this reading and you're listening to all of the options, preferring just to hang out with me. In which case, I'm really happy to hang out with you too, you know, thank you. But for those of you who are here just for the story, I'm getting blocked intuition, blocked creativity. I'm getting a lack of adventure, a lack of journeying. And I'm also getting an individual who is just beginning to feel part of the world. A person who may be caught up in their mind, escaping reality through fantasy, and is a little bit lost. I'm hearing lost in the sauce. And I'm kind of thinking saucers, you know, UFOs. It's very weird. Like, I'm getting like a variety of different signals. Let's unblock a little bit this High Priestess. This is Piscean energy, very Neptunian. This is about peering the veil that separates the world of the living from the world of mysteries, the world of the dead, the place beyond the realm. So I definitely feel like your fairy tale will involve a boat and the courageous story of an orphan who may have to travel to the other side of the world to find love. So it could be the story of, for example, colonizing Australia or the first settlers in America, if we are to compare it to historical events. But obviously it's a fairy tale, so it will involve some magical elements. Some of these elements could be finding a pirate or somebody like a sailor who is good at interpreting the stars, teaching you about the sun and the moon and the visible planets such as Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. It almost dropped to the ground, you know. And you will be able then to use this knowledge that you acquire from this gentleman in order to begin building things in your life. I see here a lot of characters with their back turned like this, yeah? We began with somebody who's holding their back to us, right? But there are wings in this person's back. So you have the capacity in your own fairy tale to begin from nothing and to climb the heights of society, yeah? Yeah, I don't know why, but novels like Vanity Fair or The House of Myrrh are coming up as elements. I'm also seeing here that through education, through going out into the world, meeting people and gaining life experience, you are going to turn into this beautiful individual. You already may be this individual, this person who has acquired a lot of knowledge, has traveled, has read, has improved her mind, has acquired skills such as the interpretation of the stars. Maybe you're very gifted with astrology as well, has developed her intuition, and has unlocked all of these wonderful qualities inside of herself. And I'm saying herself because I see here a supremely feminine energy, a spiritual feminine energy. Okay, let's see how the story continues, because it's very focused on your own development, on your own becoming. But let's see if we can get some characters. The Wheel of Fortune. I see here meeting a very wealthy friend who's going to open up the world to you. A person like a benefactor who sees your skills and understands your precarious position in life and just takes you under her protective wing. This is a friend. This is somebody who really genuinely likes you and wants to help you, wants to provide for you in some way. A person who's giving you opportunities, yeah? You see the difference between your energy and this person's energy. You are all watery emotions and sensitivity, and she is all cogs in the machine and reason. So this could be like a wealthy heiress that you befriend, and then this person takes you under her protective wing, and because of that you are able to travel, you're able to maybe get access to certain materials, certain rare books, or maybe meet people of a higher quality through her, yeah? That's a really interesting story. So far, no romantic interest yet, you know, but it seems to be a journey of becoming. It's almost like you have to first figure out who you are and put some work and effort into that. And then, there we go, a person holding a heart on a lotus flower. Jesus Christ, this person is really spiritual. So we're seeing here a Knight of Cups, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I'm kind of hearing that this person could be either a really important artist or a member of the clergy who is seeking a wife. So this could be somebody that is already well established in the community, well respected. This person is not an artist of hunger, you know. This is a person who has been selling paintings or has been organizing exhibitions. This person is in some way in demand, could be a very talented portrait artist that does a lot of portraits for wealthy gentry. And I definitely feel that you will meet this person or make their acquaintance through this wealthy friend of yours, yeah. I'm kind of thinking of Dracula, you know, and how Mina meets him through her friend, right? So there is just this feeling of it's useful to have friends in well-put places and high places in society, because they are going to lead you towards the love of your life. That's part of your fairy tale, yeah? It's a bit of a rags to riches kind of story, but unlike Cinderella, for example, who achieves her status through sheer beauty and mystery, you're doing it because of your wit, because of your skills, because of your social skills that you put a lot of effort into developing, because need I remind you, you begin from this, you know. This is really painful, and look at the progress. This is something truly magical, yeah? You are your own fairy godmother. And because you reach this level of self-love and respect, you meet somebody that is equal, you know, like a person who is the host with the most, but she is willing to share this, a very generous friend, you know. It's kind of like a relationship between a Sagittarius and a Pisces. That's kind of what I see here. You both have your idiosyncrasies, you both are very creative, you can be quite messy and extravagant, but you understand each other. And then comes a counterpart, somebody who will be very similar to you, very compatible with you, because if you are a water sign or you have an ascendant, a Venus in a water sign, your partner is going to be compatible in this way with you, you know. They too may have a water sign ascendant, Venus in a water sign, or a Mars in a water sign, and it will be very compatible with your placements. How beautiful is that? This person will come towards you with their hand on their sleeve, you know. It's like, here, I found you. Let's get married, you know. Okay, let's see how the relationship continues a little bit, and then I will show you the oracle cards as well. This is really exciting. I'm loving this reading. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a good time. Which says a lot, because I've been in so much pain, so much physical pain lately. So This is a really good distraction from all of the pins I'm feeling in my body right now. So we have here the Five of Wands, which is the energy of conflict that is dropping. Peace, resolution, yeah. Waving the white flag. I surrender. So surrendering to this love, letting go of playing mental chess with somebody and just falling in love, you know, just allowing this person into your mind, into your heart without restrictions, without obstacles. This is very sweet. I love this energy. And I'm really, you know, I can't wait anymore. I want to show you your oracle cards. I'm just thinking, where did I put them? I think it's these ones. Sorry, I'm surrounded by cards. So it could be that you may have this moment where you allow this person into your mind and the chaos of love, the strength of love completely bamboozles you, you know? So the cards you were given are letting go, and we see here emotional release. Oh my God. So being with this person, part of your fairy tale is going to be feeling supremely loved where you were discarded and neglected in the past, yeah? Letting go of the pain, letting go of the feeling of being unwanted or undesired or abandoned. You're going to have to do the healing work for your orphan self. Yeah, so letting go of this energy, of no longer caging yourself, of no longer feeling like there's something wrong with you. Yeah, so you're very deserving of love, you're very lovable, and part of your fairy tale is gonna be releasing this angel child, making friends again with your wounded inner baby and loving it, you know? Allowing the waters to baptize you again into love. So beautiful. Then we have Flowerful. And we see here sweet and gentle power. You will be known for this. You will exude the sweet power, right? Very gentle, very soft power. You don't have to raise your voice. You can whisper and it will be heard across the room. Yeah. Very beautiful. And Flowerful makes me think of fertility, productivity. Once you will meet your partner, you will no longer feel more relaxed, but also on top of this, you'll also become more creative, you will feel more stable, and you will be given the resources to do more in your life. Because I have a feeling that your person may be quite wealthy, or at least well established enough for you not to worry about the material aspect. The stars, it's a connection that's written in the stars. You guys are a little bit of a star-crossed lovers kind of vibe. You missed each other in a past life and you're coming back into this reality to fulfill the fairy tale. I also see here with the stars Aquarius energy, so maybe you guys will share some Aquarius placements between the two of you. But love is your destiny. Loving yourself, being loved is your destiny. And I also see wealth and royalty. So an increase in your social status will come from this marriage. And I'm here with the last card. I'm going to tell you what your fairy tale is. Are you ready? So yeah, very true to form. Your fairy tale is the Wild Swans, which is a really, it's kind of a painful story, but at the same time, it's beautiful in its courage and self-sacrifice. Basically, it's about this beautiful maiden who has to rescue her brothers who have been transformed into swans from an evil witch. And she has to go through all of these trials and ordeals in order to rescue them. Yeah. So it's really sweet. It's about the love that she has for them and the lengths that she's willing to go to fight evil to protect them. And in the end, she is rewarded with the love of a king. So we see here the flame and we see regeneration. So don't worry, because your kindness, your altruism, all the sacrifices you had to make in your life, they will be eventually rewarded. Nothing kind that you did was neglected by the divine. It was all seen and added up to your beautiful karma. On that note, I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you for going into Fantasyland with me. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next one. Happy ever after. Hi, Group 4. Welcome to your pickacard. Welcome to your Happy Ever After reading. We're going to explore the details of your fairy tale romance. Who is it going to be with? What characters are involved? Let's explore. So this is a reading for those of you. I wanted to show you the deck first. You're a bit impatient. I see you. So this is your card. We have here Salt, and we have number 40, could be significant. And a question you may want to think about is, what requires your protection? That's interesting. This is not about you protecting yourself from other people, but whom can you actually protect? Yeah. So let's see, what is your fairy tale romance about? What elements? Ooh, we have a Knight of Wands, but he's a little upturned, yeah? He's not really a high vibrational knight. Let's see, let's explore. We have a Six of Coins. Okay, a very generous person. Oh, we have here the Devil. Wow, talk about the important challenger in any fairy tale. We also have the Ace of Cups. Why are all these cards blocked though, you know? Let's see, let's explore. We also have the Eight of Swords. This could be the reason why. I'm gonna pull one more card. Sorry. It's the card from the previous deck. They just keep doing this tonight. The cards keep showing themselves from the previous reading. Aha, Judgment. Okay, good. This is good. This is your card. I hope you can see it. It's very ethereal, so that's why. Okay. So I definitely see that your fairy tale, it involves an element of challenge and transformation. When you will meet your person, they will be under the grips of a possession. You are not going to meet your person in the highest vibrational energy, because we have here this little guy, the Devil, who's going to have a very strong effect on your person. When you meet your Knight in Shining Armor, we have here this Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This person may be under the grips of an addiction, maybe gambling, maybe pornography, maybe drinking, spending. They're wasting their energy in a way, and they're caught up in this cycle, this pattern that keeps repeating, and they may not be aware of it. They're desperately trying to get out, because being under the grips of the Devil gives you this feeling of lack of peace. You know, you're frantic, you're chaotic inside. You cannot rest, you cannot find comfort in life, in things, in people. So you're dealing here with a knight that was once brave and chivalrous and really hot, but somehow this person has fallen under the spell of the Devil, yeah? So what I see needs to happen is that in the name of love, we have here the Ace of Cups. You will have to liberate yourself from the traditional understanding that the man has to chase you, the man has to be the one to do things for you. And you're going to have to transform this connection between the two of you. And don't worry, because a lot of ancient, powerful myths involve the story of a powerful woman going into the underworld, or searching for her partner's limbs, or sacrificing a part of herself in order to bring her lover back to life. I'm thinking here of Isis, who lost Osiris due to the fact that his brother Set dismembered him and threw him all over Egypt. So together with Nephthys, Isis went looking for the bits of her partner's body. And once she found him, she put him together and made love to him. And out of that love, the god Horus, the god of light, appeared. I'm also thinking of Inanna's descent into the underworld, and of the fact that she brought Dumuzi with her into the underworld the moment when she climbed back out of that story, because there was this trade-off that needed to happen in order for a new version of herself to come back to life. There are many, many interesting stories. I could sit here and talk all day about mythology with you guys, but what I need you to keep in mind is that there's absolutely nothing shameful in liberating yourself from received knowledge. Maybe you grew up in a very traditional society where your mother, your sister, your brother, your school, your religious pastor, everybody was telling you you should be passive and allow a man to do things for you and let him come to you, but you will fall in love with somebody who will need your help. And you are the only one that can transform this connection. And first of all, you begin by liberating yourself, by taking this blindfold off, which is symbolic for the act of unlearning a lot of beliefs that were handed down to you, but that don't really resonate with you. Yeah. Maybe you are a nonconformist, extravagant woman who wants to live freely, but you were brought up in a society that forced you into tradition. Well, the process of you becoming who you are and finding a partner that fulfills your soul will involve you shedding the skin, letting go of all these traditional, things that have kept you suffocated and stifled. And as you do this, you open up the floodgates of love. You learn to love yourself, first of all. You learn to understand what you like and what you dislike, different from what your family wants for you, from what your religion wants from you. And then, with the Judgment card here, you're able to bring your lover back up from the dead. You're able to help your lover get rid of the devil, which is even more powerful than falling into a traditional relationship, and believing that being married is the one that's going to keep you away from the devil. No, on the contrary, you're going to have to go around the situation somehow. So you will get your happy ever after, you will get married, but I feel that it will involve a little bit of work, a little bit of rescuing. And this is the case in which, yes, you can and you will rescue your partner. It's not a case of, how you hear somewhere, women are not rehabilitation centers for men and you shouldn't give your best life to these kind of like people that are awful. In this case, you have to detach from such ideas, because I definitely feel that your person is going to need you to rescue them. Yeah. And once you do this, once this person sees that you are on their side, that you're willing to help them, they will change as well. They will follow your guidance. You are going to pull your person from the underworld. You are the hero in the circumstance. Yeah. I see that your person could also be, if this is not an addiction, I feel like your person could be in some way obsessed with work. And when they meet you, it's like they can't imagine having a relationship in their life because life is so filled with projects. So it's about fighting, metaphorically speaking, for your person to understand that love is a priority and that work is not the only thing that will make this person happy, that they cannot take work with them when they die, that the only thing that outlives death is love. And I definitely see here that if you pour generously into this relationship, you will be rewarded back. So this is not a case in which you should hold back, not help, and expect the other person to be generous with you. This is exactly the opposite of what you should do. Yeah. So do not allow social media, weird podcasts on sex and relationships, religion, your family to tell you what to think. This is going to be an effort in you finding out what you believe in, what you will fight for, what you will stand for. And before you are able to live the peace of love, you are going to have to fight for your person. And it's something that you need to do to burn some karma. So a very feisty heroine, this is what I see here. Somebody who will give generously in order to protect her lover from the darkness. A person who will bring back her lover to life. Lisa Frankenstein style, you know. God, I love that movie. It's so campy. Highly recommend that you guys go and watch it. It's created by Diablo Cody. She creates some really weird, macabre female characters. If you think about Jennifer's Body, for example. Okay, let's talk about your oracle cards right now. So we have here connection, and the keywords are, we are all connected, yeah? And I see some tattoos on this kind of guardian of airs body. We have here Gemini and Libra, and we see Aquarius as well, air signs, yeah? I see the bright light of day and solar energy, kind of makes me think of Leo, and I see the crescent of the new moon, so this makes me think of Cancer. And liberation. You guys, you have to create a new life for yourself, different from the beliefs that you received. You first begin by liberating yourself, liberating your mind, you know, free your mind, salt and pepper style. And then you're going to help liberate your person. So this is a meeting of minds. This is two free-thinking individuals that are progressive and that are going to live life by their own rules. Yeah. Don't be afraid to be a nonconformist, because that's going to lead you towards the path of fulfillment and happiness. So conform less, create more. We also have rainbow, number 22, feel at peace. Some of you will be part of an LGBTQIA relationship. You could be involved in some sort of throuple or a polyamorous situation. It doesn't matter. Just do whatever makes you feel good. Express your desire in a way that feels good, you know? As long as you're in a group with consenting adults, because that will be important as well, you are going to live a very fruitful, happy, productive life. Yeah? So don't be afraid to ask for the type of relationship that you truly feel can make you happy, even if you believe it may shock some people. So what? Let them be shocked. It's your life to live. It's not their life to live, right? So this is about being brave, being aligned, and being strong, being centered, yeah? And the rainbow does talk about experiencing a variety of different emotions within the same relationship, or a variety of different relationships that speak all about the experience of love. Whatever floats your boat, you know, I'm reading here for a large collective. I also see here the heart. So true love, you are meant to give and to receive true love, yeah? And I see here 3 roses. So again, you could be part of a trio, a ménage à trois or something of that nature. A really non-conformist, unorthodox kind of relationship. A relationship that not many people will understand. But that's okay, you don't have to talk about your relationship with everybody. It's just something that you are meant to create and experience in this incarnation, yeah? And you're not supposed to please people, you're just supposed to be who you are, yeah? You're supposed to connect, you're supposed to love, and you are supposed to break down barriers, to open up people's minds, yeah? And I'm very happy to tell you the fairy tale. I have here the final card, so are you ready? Your fairy tale is Snow White. So it's interesting because Snow White, in the story, she is under the grip of a very toxic female figure, right? Her mother is the epitome of the narcissistic, deaf mother. And she suffers greatly through that. But nonetheless, she goes out into the world and she meets many people, you know, the 7 dwarfs, the huntsman, the prince. So she's able to form a variety of different relationships. So I definitely feel like with number 43, the apple and knowledge, you are meant to somehow, through education, you get to teach people about the whole spectrum of human feeling and relating. Yeah, you are, very much like Aquarius energy. You're meant to show people a variety of different ways to love. Yeah, you're meant to be a little bit of a romantic path breaker, an experimenter in love. But there is a lot of purity about you, you know, with Snow White. And you may be able to heal from a relationship with a really narcissistic parent by experimenting widely in love. So in this way, you will break away from whatever your parent forced you to conform into. But I definitely feel like your fairy tale is going to be about romantic liberation and choosing yourself above everything else. Wow, I did not expect this. It's really beautiful. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you have enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, happy ever after. Ciao.